Hey guys, I hope you're doing okay. Sorry for the audio today. It might be a little off because there's crazy rain right outside of the garage I always record in. Today we're going to be diving into some marching band exercises for next year. These are things you're going to be doing all summer and all through the fall next year. We're going to start with our long tones exercise, but for the drum line that's going to be a basic 8's exercise. So it's going to be an eighth note exercise. Really getting your hands warmed up and learning how to play continuous notes on one hand while speeding up and things like that. So you'll see attached in Google Classroom, I made a breakdown. I want you to play this exercise 30 times. All right. Now, realistically, they're going to take less than a minute each time. So it's really only like 20 minutes of practice, especially when the times bump up. And I only want you to record one rep at the end. That's like at a medium tempo. All right. So how you play this exercise is pretty simple. You're going to hold your stick. Here, I'll get a little closer to show you how to hold the stick the right way. Now you start with your cross, right? You want to make a cross between your thumb and your first finger. Cool. You pinch a little bit until your thumb turns white. And then you can move in a circle, right? Pretty simple. And then you move your middle finger on to alleviate that pressure. So the whiteness in your thumb goes away. You're really relaxed. And your control really comes from these three fingers. Cool. And then these go along for the ride. But your playing is mostly coming from these three fingers and here. This pinky, the only reason it's got to stay on the stick is because if it was out here, your arm would be really, really stretched out and would become tense. Yeah? So if you find your pinky is extending out while you play, your arm is probably tense and you need to be as relaxed as possible to play any of this stuff. And this is going to be with match grip. So both hands are going to do the same thing. So go ahead and check yourself. Make a cross with your thumb and index. Put those middle fingers on. Alleviate that pressure. Have a lot of control. And then wrap your other fingers around. You want to have your sticks in about the middle of whatever surface you're playing on. I'm playing on a pad on top of a drum right now because I don't want to beat the crap out of my concert snare. And I'm going to show you how to play with a lot of velocity today, so we're really going to be hitting the drums. I'd suggest practicing on a pad for this and not on like a snare drum or something like that. So the first thing that you're going to want to learn is that this is like a legato strokes exercise, an eighth note exercise. At your first tempo, 100 beats a minute, this is pretty slow. You're going to want to get all the way up to full extension. Cool. Now, when a hand is not playing, its place is 1 inch above the head of the drum. So you'll see while I'm playing with my right hand, my left hand isn't going like this, or like this, or like this. It's staying in one spot. And that's really important. You want to make sure that when you're playing, you look good too. Cool. So you keep that stick down. Basically, if you play the first measure to the second measure, it would go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. On the and of 4, you'll stick your stick down and you won't rebound. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Cool. Now while you're playing this exercise, you want to throw the stick into the pad as fast as you can. Not as hard as you can, because hard would mean that you're stopping. Yeah? The fastness of the stick, the speed of the stick, determines how much rebound you get. And to get back to this up, like full up extended area, you need a lot of speed. If I was facing sideways, you would see that my stick only goes to here, and it doesn't go here. You only want up to there. And you want constant motion. Something should always be moving while you're drumming. You never want to stop. So it will make this better for you if you practice in a mirror. I used to do this in high school, and when I was practicing for drum lines all the time. I would go in my basement bathroom, and I would put my drum pad on a sink, and I would practice in front of the mirror so I could look at my technique while I played. Or I would practice in front of a window so I could see my hands in the reflection. You want to see yourself, and you have a Chromebook, so you can figure something out where you turn on the camera, and you can look at yourself like I'm doing right now while I record this. Cool? So, 1 rep of the exercise at 100 beats a minute will sound like this. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Cool. So that's the whole exercise from top to bottom. You're going to do that 30 times. Now, it sounds like a crazy amount, but if you were to do this in a practice, if we were to have a marching band practice, this would be like our warm-up, right? On your own, it sounds like a lot of music, but it's really not. 30 times through this exercise should be a breeze, yeah? When you go to faster tempos here, I broke it down, so you're going to do 5 reps at 100 beats a minute like that. Really extend your hands out at that tempo. It's to really warm your muscles up. So really bounce like a basketball. Keep throwing those hands up, yeah? You want to make sure that rebound is there and you're throwing it fast into the drum. That's to relax your hands out and stretch your muscles. When you get to faster tempos, you still want to be fast into the drum, but you want to use your smaller muscles like your wrist and your fingers. Yeah? Cool. So like let's say at 160, I'll turn my metronome to 160. You'll see, if I go sideways on you, I'm not going all the way up here. I'm going to about halfway, right? So in the drumline world, we use a height system. And I talked a little bit about this last year during band camp, if you were there. But we're going to use this height system in our playing all the time. So what we did before, full extension, we're going to call that, I'm going to either refer to it as full extension or 15. And 15 refers to 15 inches. It's about 15 inches from the drum head to the stick. Now, 12 inches would be like a full wrist turn. I'd say like almost up to vertical, but without any arm. Full extension would have arm. Vertical, or 12 inches wouldn't have arm. Versus, you see the difference? Arm, no arm. Now, 9 inches would be basically what I was just doing. So basically a full wrist turn. At 160, I would shoot for 9 inches. If you're getting to like 6, that's fine, but you want to play with velocity. So shoot for 9 inches. Throw that stick into the drum. The rebound's going to help you more than anything else. So if you start getting like, oh man, I'm not playing it fast enough, then it's gonna get harder to play when you start tapping. You got to throw the stick into the head faster, speed-wise, for you to get the rebound out. Cool? So you are going to play, excuse me, 30 reps. 5 at 100, 5 at 120, 5 at 132, 5 at 148, 5 at 160, 3 at 172, and then 2 at 100. So the 2 at 100 are to relax you back out, back to full extension. Cool. And then you're going to record 1 rep for me. You're going to submit it on Google Classroom at 132 with whatever stick height is comfortable for you. Cool? You're going to be great. If you have any questions, I'm free. So let me know. We can meet up, do a video, lesson, whatever you need to do. But please get this done. This is going to establish who I can trust on a flat drum for next year for marching band. Cool? Get this work done. You're going to be awesome. We're going to be amazing. As long as you put the work in. You got to put the work in. All right? Love you guys. I'll see you soon.